Welcome travelers to a complete breakdown of the Rise of June Aslan trailer. I will start off by mentioning that I noticed that the developers came across as rather excited about the game in the Q&A version of the trailer, and that is always a good thing. Except for this guy, but he looks like he needs some sleep. There are a lot of things to unpack from this trailer. It seems like the devs have been a little bit cheeky and hidden certain details all over the place, and I will do my best to break it down. Starting with the giant robot pulling a John Cena on June in the beginning. This is confirmed by the developers to be a crown knight, and also, as you can see in the trailer, obviously a boss. According to the Traveler's Handbook, Imperial Knights wear fully sealed environmental suits that are strong enough to let them survive in almost any environment. And considering that this is highly advanced celestial tech made for war, it is safe to say that it is going to be quite the challenge to take this beast down. The Imperial Knight also shows up 2 more times in the trailer, and in one of the scenes, you can see what seems to be a defeated knight and June on the ground, facing what seems to be the pilot, firing off his gauntlet before cutting to a new scene. Just before cutting though, you can kinda see the face of this would-be pilot, which is obviously human. And this is just speculation on my part, but I wonder if it isn't possible that this person could be Gideon, June's older brother. We also come across a scene showing a glowing figure in the back of a dark room. This is confirmed by the developers to be C.C Orlev, and according to Chad Robertson, C.C Orlev is supposed to function as a mentor/advisor to June. On the main website, the description for Orlev reads, "Everyone knows the myth around Orlev, but no one knows where he vanished or why. He appears when June needs him most, yet his motives remain a mystery." From what I can gather, Orlev is supposed to be a story companion with a connection to June. In what way, I cannot tell, but I suspect that he could be a friend of and potentially former crew member to Orion Aslan, which is June's father, and that Orlev will play an important role in the story of Exodus. Speaking of, we finally get to see some more information about the main protagonist, June himself. And as you can see in this scene here, June comes from humble beginnings and starts out basically as a nobody. It is confirmed by the developers that he lives in a trailer in what seems to be a low-level area, gathering scraps just to survive and get by, mentioning in the trailer that he cannot do it anymore. He's tired of it. He wants something more. He's also accompanied by an awakened wolf, which shows up on the website as a story companion. Little is known about this wolf at the moment, other than it is an awakened wolf, and that it seems to be a guardian of sorts. I have to say that it is very well animated, and that I am very curious to why it is accompanying June. I suspect that it has been with him from potentially early childhood. We also see a young woman interacting with June on several occasions, where in the beginning she seems to be shedding tears over something that has potentially happened. They both seem to have a strong bond to each other, though I cannot tell what kind of bond it is. She's also featured on the main website as a story companion, and her armor has a peculiar emblem on her shoulder, which I think might have importance to the story. There are also at least 4 companions showing up in the trailer, all 4 being Salt the octopus, an octopus in a giant mech suit, Phaedra, an elderly woman that seems to be a daemon, Solomon, and this person here. Salt is an awesome addition to the game that, according to Chad Robertson, is an awakened octopus that pulls interesting one-liners and has a great sense of humor. Phaedra, as I mentioned earlier, seems to be what could be a daemon, or potentially a half-daemon, judging by the glowing markings in her skin and also her eyes. Solomon is a combat companion / crew member with a dark, brooding look that has a useful ability called Breach, which he uses in the trailer. He also seems to have a possibly somewhat dark and/or troubled past. The last person seems to be a story companion, which we can see at what seems to be Gideon or June's actual homeworld, Persepolis. You can see her to the right here in a scene containing other crew members. I cannot 100% say that this is her, but she matches very well with one of the redacted members on the website. And now, to one of the major reveals from the trailer, June's origins and the Deva Celestials. In this scene here, in what seems to be either a crashed ship or pod of some sort, a Deva Celestial, confirmed to be a story companion named Emrys, suddenly appears, calling to June, saying the line,
"Child of Orion, fulfill the purpose for which you were crafted, and seize your destiny."
Which, with earlier revealed information, all but confirms that June is a crafted half-human, half-celestial, which puts him in a very unique position, allowing him to wield celestial tech. It is also almost guaranteed that he is, due to his unique heritage, genetically superior to regular human, which will undoubtedly help him when it comes to combat. The big question though is to why. Why was he crafted? By whom? And to what purpose? Questions that we will undoubtedly find the answer to when we play the game. But I suspect the involvement of obviously the Deva, most likely his father, but also a yet to be revealed third party that is most likely rather high up in the celestial hierarchy. This leads me to the next 3 points, which are June's equipment and powers. One is obviously his gauntlet, which gives him the ability to manipulate limestone, which is a versatile material in the Exodus universe. I really like the idea of limestone. It is a useful tool that has applications both in and outside of combat. According to the developers, the gauntlet operates through glyphs, which gives June new, various unique ways to use, for example, limestone, like in this scene here, where he uses it to traverse rough terrain, or here, where he uses it as a weapon through a ground slam, and also this scene here, where he shoots an energy projectile of sorts. Here we have something called the rail claw, which is a sort of a versatile grappling hook, which allows for traversing of difficult terrain and accessing hard to reach strategical places. Then we have the recycler, which is most likely going to be June's main weapon. The idea behind the recycler is that June doesn't have too many means to carry a ton of ammo with him when he goes on a mission. The recycler is a tool that solves that by being able to transform into different modes, being able to use various scrap material for ammunition. It is also supposed to advance with June as he progresses in the story, meaning we will be able to modify it later in the game. Lastly, we have 2 unique enemies, the first being Remnant Ghost, which is a construct. Constructs are robots that usually guard various celestial tech and important places. Remnant Ghost which is definitely a mean machine, is most likely a unique construct and almost most certainly a boss. Then we have the Redeemer, which is a massive robot with a massive laser.
I'm a firing my laser!
Who is also a confirmed boss. The Redeemer is a construct that is apparently thousands of years old and is, according to the developers, of significant importance to the story. There are many more things that I would like to go over, such as some of the awakened animals, the warbear, the changelings, daemons, and these two gigantic and very much sentient celestials here. But that would make this video several hours long, and I feel that it has gone on long enough. I will, however, make separate videos on most of these topics in the future, and you are welcome to subscribe for more upcoming interesting content. Till then, traveler.